I'm a 25-year-old female and pregnant. Dad remarried when I was 17. She and I never got along. She always pushed me. She wanted me to call her mom, then got mad when I didn't. She got mad that my dad was choosing me over her because we would go out together, just him and me. She went through my text messages and got mad at me for talking to my boyfriend about my depression and how I was feeling and not talking to her. She tried to take the stuff that I paid for away, phone, car, etc., and tried to make me babysit her kids multiple times, even on my prom night. She tried to make me lose weight by fasting for a week straight. I'm a healthy weight. I was and still am. That has always been monitored by a doctor due to health issues then and now. My dad and I still talk, just not as much. He wanted to meet for brunch, so I said yes, unaware he was bringing her. When they came, we talked casually with my husband there too, until we got onto the topic of my pregnancy. She asked me all kinds of questions until she got to names. She told me I would name the baby Amy, her daughter's name. I politely said no. We already had a few names in mind. She started asking why I wasn't allowing her to name her grandchild, and she should get that right. I told her that it was our right. That was another issue. She kept saying that I was taking away her right as a grandparent and that I've always been such a witch to her for no reason. And she knew that I never accepted her as my mother from the beginning. But I'm a bad parent if I'm going to project that onto my kid. However, this is when I stopped everything and told her that she wasn't allowed around my kid. She kept pushing it, saying that she always knew I was a brat, but being this bitter to someone who only helped her is absurd. Finally, I said that she could think that all she wanted, but I would be naming our child whatever we decided, and the name won't be it. Then she decided to try to hit close to home, saying that I was going to be a horrible mother, that I'm already not taking care of myself. I look like crap. I'm already eating too much and probably killing my baby with how much I eat. And I keep adding to how much of a self-centered person I am by taking away her bonding with her grandchild. Whoa, that hit me hard, but I was done. I told her that she would not be seeing my child ever when she was born, since she wanted to push her luck. Before I could say more, my husband grabbed our stuff and we left. I've never gotten so many messages from so many different people in my life. Multiple people are telling me that she was wrong, but I know how she can get, but I shouldn't deny her grandbaby. Others are just saying that I'm an idiot, and my father's on her side too. I honestly think I'm 100% in the right. It could be self-absorbed of me to say, but I do. But everyone else besides my husband thinks I'm a raging witch. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You're 100% in the right. Stepmom is an insecure idiot who only cares about herself. The fact that your dad agrees with her and didn't defend you shows how he feels too. Of course, he's also an idiot for allowing that. I'd want to keep the baby away from her toxic behavior too. Was your dad just sitting there the whole time not saying anything? Also, is a grandparent naming your child a tradition or something? Where did she get this idea from? Oh, I love the "you know how they are" defense. It doesn't excuse anything. Not the idiot, but you need to invite your father to your home on his own and lay it down hard. You will not accept such talk from her. This isn't her grandchild, and if he wants access to his grandchild, he better buck up. To sit there as she insulted you to your face and said such horrible things shows where he has put priorities. Tell him if he ever wants to see his grandchild, he had better start calling her on her BS, or both of them can get gone. Because honestly, you don't need her toxicity in your life, and you don't need your father's enabling her either. OP, she pushed your limits and kept doubling down until you put your foot down, as you should. Her enablers, your dad included, because who lets anyone treat their kids like that, can deal with her if they want. You don't have to. And let your hospital know that your stepmom is not allowed to visit you, just in case she tries anything. Better to be safe than sorry. I, a teen female, have recently moved into my dad's full-time. Before, my sister, young teen, and I had been doing alternating weeks between our parents. My mom is also currently 4 months pregnant with my stepdad's child. A few nights ago, my sister, mom, stepdad, and I went out for my stepdad's birthday. On the drive home, my stepdad started to make nasty remarks about the people serving us. I said that those comments were unnecessary, Then my sister chimed in saying that he was being racist. This set him off. He starts yelling about how disrespectful we are to him and her, that we never do anything around the house, and that we have no manners. He also states my mom either chooses my sister and me or him. My mom remained silent. He continued saying things like my sister's a pig and that I'm weird and need to smile and be grateful for things in life. I said back that he shouldn't call my sister a pig. The morning after the conflict, I told my mom I no longer wanted to live with them and wished to move into my dad's full time. My mom said I'm only causing more harm to her by moving out and should apologize to my stepdad for being disrespectful. My mom's side of the family has also messaged me saying I'm causing her unnecessary stress during her pregnancy and shouldn't move out. So should I have just kept quiet? And should I apologize and move back in? Not the idiot. Your mom's job is to protect you. I'm sorry she didn't. Your mom's pregnancy is not a valid reason for you to go through trauma and stress. By saying to apologize, she made her decision. You weren't even the one giving the ultimatum. I hope your dad treats you well. Tell your mom I love you, but you made your choice, and I made mine. It's gonna do more harm means I won't get as much in child support. She didn't stand up for you, and God forbid he does anything. You can count on the same type of action you saw in your post. You did no wrong in moving out of that man's house. He's not only racist and misogynistic, but he also called your sister a pig and gives his pregnant wife an ultimatum in choosing between him and her daughters. He doesn't deserve anything from anybody. Apologize to him? Incorrect behavior should be called out. Good for you for standing up to the problem. Get to dad's and continue being more mature about this than a mom who failed to protect you from her idiot husband. My mom married my stepfather when I was only 1. He had a 1-year-old son, and then they had a daughter a year later. My stepbrother and I are teens now, and our half-sister is a younger teen. My stepfather is the only father figure I know, and I've always called him Dad. My actual dad is not in my life. Growing up, I always noticed that he treated me differently. He never mistreated me, but he was always more interested in his own children than me. He always showed very little interest in me. I've always felt like a second-class family member. My mom treats my stepbrother exactly like me, but stepfather doesn't do the same for me. Anyway, these last couple of years have been difficult because stepfather started doing stuff with my siblings, like going on trips, going fishing or hiking, father-children bonding moments, as he calls it, and he's never taken me with them, despite me asking to go. Initially, he always said, maybe next time, until I called him out last week, and he took me aside and explained that this is for him and his children. I'm not his child like they are. He said he loves me, but it's different. He can't dilute the experience by bringing me as well, but he said my mom could spend some mother-child moments with my sister and me if she wants to as well, and that it would be good for us to have that only for us. This conversation happened on Friday before they went off for a weekend trip. My mom told me that this is how he feels. She can't change it, but she's made sure I'm always treated equally when it comes to money, which is true, but she can't change how he feels, so I need to accept it. I've been thinking all weekend, and it was clear that when he doesn't see me as his son, it's wrong of me to see him as my dad. So I decided that if I'm the stepchild he tolerates because of my mom, I will not pretend like we're anything more. So I decided to stop calling him Dad and go by his first name. So on Sunday night, after they returned, I said, "Hi, Tom." He was surprised but didn't say anything. At dinner, he asked me what that was about, and I explained that I didn't want to dilute his experience with his real children by calling him Dad when clearly I'm not his son. It's something that should be kept for his actual children. I was told to go to my room by my mom. Later, she came to me and said that this had hurt him and I should apologize. I said I'm just following his lead and treating him exactly how he wants to be treated by his actions. And if he's hurt, he should look in the mirror because that's his actions. My mom told me in the end that this is the man who has raised me all my life, and I need to apologize and show remorse. She said he's 95% of the way toward being a dad to me, and I shouldn't ignore all of that and focus on the missing 5% and reject him entirely. I declined and said he's the one who needs to apologize if he wants things to change between us. Am I being the idiot in this situation? Edit. He's never legally adopted me, although he always referred to me as his adopted son to the extended family. They said he would adopt me in a heartbeat if it weren't for the fact that my biological father is paying child support and adoption would make it stop. Not the idiot. Both your mother and Tom are the idiots. Explain to your mother that this is not just how Tom feels. This is how he acts. If he were a true dad, he would have the same bonding experiences with you as with the other children. She's also treating you badly by letting Tom treat you like this. Suggest therapy so that she truly understands how damaging this situation is for you and how she's a horrible mother for letting this occur. She's choosing her husband's comfort over her child's when the husband is 100% in the wrong. His actions and words clearly show that he doesn't see you as his child, so he can't be upset if you stop treating him as your father. Tell your mother that Tom can't have his cake and eat it too. The perks and responsibilities of parenthood go hand in hand. I think you handled this brilliantly, especially for someone very young. It's crazy that Tom would feel this way in the first place. He's been in OP's life since he was a year old. How can you raise a child that long and not have an attachment towards them? Just as a human being, how can you look this kid in the eyes that you've raised for 15 years and tell him that you're not their child? That's heartless, OP, and my heart is with you. That's rough. Tom sucks. Screw you, Tom. I have a little one, toddler, with my wife. My mom has been living with us for about a month and has helped with the baby. Note my wife has severe anxiety and she needs her pills, so it's not an option. Or if she skips a day, she'll be fine. Then she'll end up breaking down in the middle of the store. She won't sleep, she'll forget things easily. She won't get anything done. She'll get overwhelmed that she didn't get anything done, then start crying. This is talked about by her doctor. She has to take her pills every day. The bottom line, she needs her medication. I set my alarm clock every morning for 10:30 for her to take her pills. 2 days ago, I didn't get that alarm. My wife has that alarm set also. She didn't get the alarm. I got a call 2 days ago from my wife crying and saying she couldn't focus on her work and was stressing out. Then it clicked. I never got that alarm. I asked if she took her meds and she said she forgot if she did or didn't. She didn't. My wife can't get out of work as quickly as I can, but my boss is quite understanding, so I left quickly to pick up her meds. They aren't there. I turned the house upside down looking for them, but nothing. My mom was with the baby when I got home. I asked her if she had any idea where they were, and she said she had them. I was enraged. This is a health risk. What if she had a panic attack? What if she passed out from that? I can't explain how badly this could have turned out. I asked why would she have them, and she said that she relies on the meds too much and shouldn't be using them, so she took them. Is she a doctor? No. Does she have anxiety? No. This is what her doctor or professional told her to do. I told her that she's not her doctor, her therapist, and that she's not anything regarding my wife's illness. Without a word, I grabbed my baby and left. I brought my wife the meds and told her what had happened. After some discussion, we said that she shouldn't have access to our home if this is going to happen, and it's just too serious to risk it happening again. When I got back, we talked to my mom and said she had 3 days to move back in with my dad and leave her key here. My mom started crying and saying that she was helping her and that the medication wasn't doing her good. But I said she wouldn't know because she hadn't done the research. I told her that we weren't going to feel nervous about what else was going to go missing. We appreciate her help with the baby, but she needs to leave. Now I have my immediate family messaging me, saying I'm an idiot and saying that she meant well and I'm being disrespectful to her after she's helping us. But this cannot happen. This will affect me, my wife, and my baby, and she didn't even say she was wrong. How do I know she won't do it again if I let her stay? Edit. No, these alarms weren't a coincidence. She turned them off. My wife has no password on her phone because she'll lock herself out, and my alarm clock is an actual clock. Both are easy to get to. Not the idiot. Many meds can have serious side effects if they're stopped abruptly. Your mom put your wife at risk. Your wife is taking meds under the supervision of a physician. Your mom isn't more qualified than a doctor. She overstepped in a huge and potentially dangerous way. She can't be trusted in your home. OP's mom probably spun the story to get sympathy. It's highly dangerous, and this was well thought and planned out by OP's mom. It was not a spur-of-the-moment thing. She snuck into both their phones and turned off their reminder alarms. OP, please don't just take her key. Change your locks. Is she making health choices for the baby too? That's a scary thought. I wouldn't trust her with the baby alone either. If she's capable of messing up with someone's medication, then I'm afraid of what she's going to do with the baby when she's alone. That's the thing. She probably was well-meaning, but so what? Her intentions don't matter nearly as much as her results. She can be simultaneously well-meaning and reckless, uninformed, irresponsible, and foolhardy, and the several latter factors will lead to dangerous results, no matter how well-meaning she may be. OP, you're not the idiot. Good on you for protecting your wife and child from this kind of dangerous interference. Recently, my 22 male, older brother, 24, got married to his high school sweetheart, Sarah. The four of us went to high school together, and I lived in their apartment for 2 years while I was in college. So since I met Sarah, we haven't gotten along. Honestly, while in high school, I thought she was a huge witch. But like it was high school, and teenage girls aren't known for their kindness and level-headedness. During this period, I gave her a nickname behind her back. It was Shriek, and variations of the word, Shrieker, the Shriek, things like that. This was for 2 reasons. 1, she was always so angry and screamed at people. She was just a loud girl in general. The other reason is that I shared a wall with them when we lived together, so I heard a lot of shrieking late at night and headboard hitting my wall, which was not pleasant. I was asked to give a speech at my brother's wedding, and during the speech, I told this nickname and the reasons why I called her it. So I have told my brother about the nickname, but never her. I honestly assumed that my brother would have told her. Apparently, he did not. While many people thought the speech I gave was funny, and there were a lot of laughs, even from her side of the new family, she was displeased. She said the speech was humiliating and I was trying to make her look bad. I honestly wasn't. I was just telling a funny story. She said that I tried to ruin her wedding day. I apologized thoroughly for making her feel that way, but attested I wasn't trying to make her look bad or embarrass her, just tell a story. Am I the idiot? Oof, yes, you are the idiot. Did you actually say in your speech, I like to call Sarah the Shrieker because she's loud in bed and she's an angry woman who screams at people? Because that's kind of what it seems like you said. I would have cried if someone said that about me at my wedding in front of everyone. Right? Jesus Jiminy Cricket Christ. Imagine what he would say at this woman's funeral. Oh, by the way, people weren't laughing because it was genuinely funny. People laughed during wedding toasts out of habit. Social obligation? Social embarrassment? Wonder what Shrieker calls OP behind his back. I'm sure she'd think telling all the guests at OP's wedding would be hilarious. Jokes about people are only funny if they also think it's funny. Otherwise, it's just bullying. How could you not be the idiot? I can't believe a 22-year-old reached young adulthood and is so utterly clueless. What do I say about OP's eventual wedding? Forget it. I can't even imagine someone marrying a guy like this. You are the idiot, OP.